What is good, you guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back. So, I have a quick success story for you guys. I was speaking with one of my really close friends yesterday, and she watches some of my content, but she loves Florence Scovelson. And there was a circumstance that had came up because she bought a house recently before everything happened within our country with the shutdown and all of that. And, she works in that sector and she needed to make a payment for something before she moved into the house and all of that stuff, right? So she was just kind of stressed about all of that on top of everything that was going on. And she of course read Florence Scovelsh's books, and she watched some of my videos. We were just having a chat yesterday, and she was sharing a lot of the things that she realized, so I want to share them with you guys. And we all know Florence's most favorite quote, well, at least one of mine, and it is, I am unmoved by appearances, therefore appearances move. And I love this so much because I like to use this one just to tell myself within a lot of times whenever I feel a certain way about something. But she was using that one, but she was secretly trying to be unmoved, right? So she was saying the words while mentally gripping the circumstance, like, please move because I can't handle it if you don't, right? And that's not being unmoved. That's still avoidance. And it's still identifying with the small self inside of a condition instead of the awareness that chooses conditions, right? And so what she did was she said she got so tired, so fed up, that she was like, you know what? I don't even care if it comes or, doesn't come anymore, whatever. She said, I am unmoved by my bank account. Therefore, my bank account moves. And I was like, yes, I love that. I love that quote so much. I'm putting that down in my notes so I can say that, right? But she said she felt that in her soul, and she felt this ease come over her, and she really meant it. But when she meant it as a recognition. And it was kind of like, whether the form comes today, tomorrow, or in a completely unexpected way, I awareness decide what is so, and not a number on the screen. And so she went to bed, she woke up, and she had a deposit which was able to cover everything for her after not having a deposit for a few weeks. And here's the thing, you guys, this is what I want to talk about. When you're saying that you're going to be unmoved by appearances, but you're secretly trying to be unmoved, what it is there's this avoidance. And I love the fact that this time she wasn't avoiding a specific possible outcome, and she wasn't rejecting the possibility of it might not happen. What she realized was, when you stop running from a possibility, it loses all power over you. And why is this? Because avoidance keeps a possibility alive, but being neutral, because you are the center point of all realities, being neutral about either one, whether you have the money or not, collapses it. Because at the end of the day, all there is fulfillment. So she was naturally going to get her choice anyway. But she stopped trying to dodge the undesired scenario and rested in, only I choose what reality I'm in, not this number. So let's really understand this, because she returned to the center of all possibilities, and she wasn't leaning towards it must come, and she wasn't leaning away from it might not, but she was sitting in the throne of I am, that both possibilities exist inside me. The one I choose is the only one that becomes real. And so I see the comments a lot of times when it comes to talking about money and having your needs met and all of these things. And this is what I say to that, because a lot of people want to manifest, let's say, money, but it's to avoid being broke or to avoid not having. And in a linear sense, I could understand this. But when we're talking about being the source of all realities, but what you're doing, instead of trying to avoid the not having, what you're doing is you're reacting to not having. And so your attention or your awareness is more so on, I don't have and I won't have, instead of choosing abundance. You're not focused on your choice. And so you're actually reacting to what you don't want, and your attention is on what you don't want. And wherever your heart is or your attention is, there you will be. So that's why you still may find yourself in those circumstances or situations, and you're trying to manifest something to manifest your way out of it, but you can't because you're not choosing. You're avoiding either one, right? So, what actually happened in that moment? She said that line from an embodied state, and she stopped narrating from inside the circumstance, and she stopped negotiating with the fear, and she stopped running from an outcome. And she saw that all outcomes are imaginal appearances within me. So, why should I avoid any of them? Right? So, when you're avoiding the fear of not having, or the choice of actually having, when you're trying to get one to avoid the other, you're saying that you don't have the choice to choose either one. You're saying that I have to make it happen because I don't have a choice to not be in non-fulfillment or to not have my desire. I really hope you guys see this. So you're beholding to the circumstances instead of being in the center, being the chooser, being the power, right? So in recognizing that, she reoccupied her throne as the chooser, and the bank account had no choice but to adjust, because all there is fulfillment and abundance. Because when awareness is unmoved, the form must move. And when the inner state is fixed, the outer cannot stay the same. So when she no longer needed the circumstances to reassure her, the circumstances fell in line to what already was, which was natural and normally abundance, right? So want to close this out by also saying, also being unmoved, if your bank account is full or not, is the game changer here, because most people only wait until the money comes to feel powerful, to feel that their source. So they are swayed by outer circumstances, and they easily buy into the notion that they are separate from the source, and distort reality by moving their awareness from the center, and the circumstances become the center of focus. So it should be the same regardless, because you are the point of choice to remember that you are the source. So you are always in the center, but when you try to avoid, and you're actually reacting to what you don't want, which is causing you to imagine and to feel into, and to keep your attention and your awareness on what you don't want, you're forgetting that you're always at the center point. You distorted reality and now think that you're separate from it, but you're still actually in the center, choosing what it is that you don't want. So to always be in the center, to always remember that your source, is to have the power of choice to choose whether you will have your SP or not, to have a certain amount of money or not, to have whatever it is you want or not. Regardless, you're still source, and you get to choose whether you will have it or not. But to try to manifest one over the other to avoid not having the other is why you find yourself in the opposite, because there's an illusion here that you could somehow be separate, or there's one or the other and not choice from the infinite here. All right. So I love that for her, because we talked about it and now she really understands this, that she's no longer operating in this opposites. She's coming clear from the point in the power of choice, that she gets to decide whether she will have it or not. And in that takes so much pressure off of her, instead of trying to choose one to avoid the other reality. She gets to stand in the center of all realities and choose from the infinite whether she will have her desires or not. And that is where you guys are most powerful, that recognition that it was always that way. All right. So I want to leave this video with you guys. Remember, you guys, imagination is on your side, and I am too. I did put out the I Am Immersion experience. We will be having that on December 13th. I want to say December 13th, Saturday, December 13th. We are doing that. It'll be my last time teaching that class, so please join me for that masterclass. We talk so much about I am in the character, and you really will have no questions by the time that masterclass is over. But if you would like to work with me and everything you need to know, everything is down in the description box below. And remember, again, you guys, I will say it one more time so you can remember that your imagination is on your side, and I am too. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.